Hi there, this is AJ with Car Inspected, and today we are in North York and we're looking at this 2014 Mercedes GL350 Blue Tech Diesel, black in color with tan interior. It's got 110,000 kilometers on it. Overall, it's in pretty decent condition. I did paint thickness verification throughout and I didn't see any major accidents or issues of that nature. Different spots, there are some chips and scrapes and such. We'll start in the hood here. There's a couple right here and a couple along the front that you'll see. We took pictures of all those. So a couple little chips and things like that. Front fascia for the most part is in pretty good condition. Typical kind of road stuff. Cameras are present, etc. But for the most part it looks pretty decent. There is a little spot over here that was kind of bumped a little right there, and a couple of things on here. A couple of scrapes in this area. So come around the passenger side. For the most part, we're pretty decent. Again, there's a couple of little chips and scrapes in different spots. Nothing too bad though. There's a couple of, there's a rub mark here. I don't know if you can't see it in the video, and then it comes down here. And a couple of little scrapes and such. I think a buffer would take care of most of them, but there are some, there's some kind of weird marks here. Running boards look good. There's some kind of, I think that's actually a, like sap or something. Hopefully you can hear all this. It's pretty loud here. There's construction and music going, so we do have a lot of distractions here. There's also a little bit of a scrape going right here, as you can see. And chip in this door, and then there's some more kind of scrapage along here. Once we get to this rear corner, we do have some damage here. So there's this reflector is broken, and there is a little bit of it looks like there's a rub, probably kind of went sideways, side swipe here a little bit, probably continuing from the rest of the car, and then kind of push this out. So there's some damage here, and then some here, and along with that. Come around the back, everything else looks decent, no major issues. Windows look good. Trailer hitch, all that stuff looks pretty nice, no major issues. Back here, we do have some more rub marks along these sides. So some on this fender, just like the other side. Back here, all looks pretty decent. Good sized scratch right here. And we come down this way again, a little rubbage here, and some more random scrapes and rubs on different areas. There are some chips on the edge of the door, and some chips along this body line right here. There is also a spot with some dings. I forgot to show you right here. You can see those two dings. So that's the outside condition. The windows are all original. They all look good with no issues. As you can see, the front ones go down. They all go down and up as they should. Windshield is original, so no issues there. All this other stuff, roof seems to be in good condition. No signs of problem. So we're gonna look at undercarriage, wheels, tires, etc. They all look pretty decent. This one is a 2019. This is the left front. It's got about, I think it was 8:30 seconds to 9, maybe 9:30 seconds, I forget. You'll see in the report exact corners, but they look good, no issues. Brakes are decent, bit of a lip on there, and there's about 50% or so left on those front brakes. A little bit of corrosion starting here, but nothing too big. Suspension, the air suspension does work. It goes up and down with no issues. And under here, all looks pretty good. I see no issues with suspension boots or anything of that nature. No major leaks under here. Everything looks pretty decent. Go around to this passenger front wheel. So it is a matching Continental, but it is a little older. This one is a 2017 right here. And it has about 6:30 seconds of tread. So a little, one was replaced at some point. Again, air suspension looks good. Underneath here looks nice as well. No suspension issues. Everything looks to be as it should, and everything is in place. No rust or rot or any issues underneath. All looks pretty decent. The rear tires, again, we have 2017 back here. Continental, where's the date code right here. So it looks pretty decent with no real issues. These are about 632 as well. So they match that front one. Rim is in good condition, a little bit of corrosion and a little bit of the no caps. Rear rotors, you can see some surface rust and a bit of a lip, but not too bad. But those pads are about 50% or so. Underneath here, everything looks good as well. Boots look good, differential looks good, no leaks, no major issues, all is pretty decent. And finally, this wheel back here is also about 6/32 of tread with no real issue. 2017. And the treads look pretty decent. Rim, same story, looks pretty good back here. Rotor, a little bit of rust from sitting, but not too bad, about 50% or so on those pads. Again, everything back here looks pretty nice. No real issues. Oh, it looks pretty good. Under here, it all looks good as well. No signs of damage or any issues. We'll go in the interior. Back here, everything looks pretty decent. Spare tire and tools are under here as they should be. All this looks pretty good. Third row seating is in decent condition. There are a couple of rips, as you can see. Headliner, all that stuff is okay. There's a couple of marks that I'll show you up front a little more, but there's a little bit of markage here and there. Nothing too bad though. This also looks pretty good. And these stowaway switches do work, just as they should. While we're back here, we can see some of those marks on this side panel here. A lot of them could probably clean, but they just wanted to point them out that they are there a little bit. We'll open these back up. Oh, I think there we go. I was hitting it the wrong way. So they do work as they should. I was just hitting it the wrong way. Power tailgate does work as well, with no issues. I went through all the electronics and stuff. Everything seems to work as it should, so we have no problems there. Here is this door panel. Decent condition. There's a couple of marks, some pen marks and things like that. A little bit of cut in the leather right here. So there is a little bit of wear and tear. Nothing too bad, but it is there. Now we push that button, and that does do what it's supposed to do, and fold away. Carpets look pretty good back here with no signs of real issue. No major stains, issues like that. Little bits, but nothing too bad. Rear seats look pretty good from this side. As you can see, no major stains or issues, all look pretty decent. Now here are some stains on the headliner here, on this side panel, and on the other side as well. So a little bit of marks there. And these do work as they should, with no issues. If you remember the last one we looked at, it had a little bit of an issue there. But this all does exactly what it should. All looks pretty good. A little bit of dirt on this rear seat. I'm sure with a good detailing it might come up, but there is, you can just tell a little bit of wear and tear. Same on this back portion, on this middle portion. Cup holder, everything works and is good with no real issues. Down here, carpets look decent. We do have all-weather carpets that seem to come with it, which are on the ground over there. So I'm sure they've been in it, and you can tell everything looks pretty decent. Nothing's missing here or anything of that nature. Great, we have an airplane now too. All the noises here today. So here's the driver's front door. I mean the passenger front door, sorry. A couple little scrapes here and there, but nothing too bad. All this trim looks decent. The lights under the trim seems to work. Wood grain looks nice, no issues there. Power seats do work. As I said throughout, I tested all the electronics. Everything seems to work just fine. This seat looks pretty nice. no minimal wear and tear, no scratches or anything like that. A little bit of marks here and there, but nothing too bad. Dash top looks good. Wood grain looks good. A couple of little marks. Again, just general kind of dirt, really. I think with a good detailing, most of this will look just fine. And there are wheel locks, tire hardware, all this other stuff in here. First aid kit, etc. This looks pretty decent. No issues under here. All good. This looks a little stretched, as you can see. Other than that, though, it's all pretty decent. Go to the driver's side. And this side looks pretty decent. There are some marks in this door panel here. And, oh, that's about it, I think. Yeah, oh, a little mark here as well. So minimal stuff, but they are there. This seat looks decent. A couple of marks. This all does exactly as it should, with no issues. Carpets look decent. And back here. And this switch does work as well. Just as it should. And again, carpets look nice back here. A little bit of stainage, nothing too bad though. And these buttons do work as well. They were working. There we go. Again, I get confused with these buttons, but they do work. I don't know why they confuse me so much. A couple of marks back there, nothing too crazy though. So all this does look good. Headliner's decent throughout the rest of the vehicle, no major issues. Finally, here we're at the driver's. So there are a couple of marks on this door panel. You can see kind of a cut scrape kind of thing here, and some dirty marks along here. But for the most part of it looks decent. A little bit of wear on this wood grain around here. Nothing too crazy. Seats do work. A little bit of wear starting on this leather here. See on this bolster, a little bit here. This side looks pretty decent though. No major problems. And a little bit of a mark right there. Carpet looks good. No problems. Dash top looks pretty decent. Everything is pretty nice. No signs of real issue. Everything's going on okay back down here. Everything seems to work, looks good. No major issues. All this looks decent as well. You'll see photos, all the electronics work, things like that. Everything does seem to do its job. Again, a little dirt around here. Heated seats work, heated and cooled cup holders work. Air suspension does work. So basically everything seems to do exactly what it should. All this stuff looks good as well. With no real issues. And sunroof does work as well with no sign of problem. Pop the hood real quick. And under here, for the most part, we're looking decent. I don't see any bad belts or hoses, anything of that nature. This side is okay. A little bit of leakage, I think, from this filter. You can see just kind of seepage. I think that's kind of normal, probably from oil changes. However, on this side, you'll see more photos. There is a decent leak coming from right here, this area. Again, I will show you photos. I took this cover off. We got a good look at it. Looks like something's been recently replaced or tried to be resealed. So we'll figure out what that is and see what we're looking at. So oil looks decent. I did a test on that. No major carbon or any issues like that. All looks decent, and we got a green light on that. Coolant under here looks good to -43, so no issues there. Brake fluid under here was at 2%, so it's decent with no major problems. And your battery, the lugs are over here, under here. Was sitting at about 13 and charging at 14.6, so we have no major issues. We did have one stored code, which says it came from a emptied fuel tank. So it ran out of gas and got that stored code. And the monitors have been recently reset. Other than that, everything seems pretty decent. So we're going to take it for a drive now and see how it works. And as usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.